Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? I wanted to throw together some plays kind of on both sides of the football to talk about what we should be looking to attack, what we're doing in this Vikings game coming up for this wild card weekend. Definitely hyped to be in the playoffs. I mean, listen, definitely hyped to be in the playoffs. And shout out to everybody who's been watching the Cordell Flop video. And that's going to kind of kick off my first point for this video. But in the meantime, the Vikings, we all know the strength of their team is the offense. Yes, they got some players. They got some real players on that defensive line. But the strength of their team is the offense. So I wanted to start off with the Vikings offense. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is not benching Fabian Moreau, but experimenting. Experimenting across from Adoree Jackson with Fabian Moreau. And listen, I know some people are saying you don't want to experiment in the playoffs, but I do think that kind of rotating Moreau and Flott in could have some benefits. So I'll start off with this play. Moreau really struggled in coverage, and some of this is against Justin Jefferson, so keep that in mind. But Moreau really struggled in that first game. So let's just watch this. Jefferson, by the way, let me take it back a little bit. Jefferson's at the bottom of the screen. Moreau is at the bottom of the screen. That's the matchup. That's the matchup you're looking at. So let's just watch this, and then I'll kind of get into what happened. All right, so played it through one time, but let's watch it here. Moreau at the bottom of your screen again. He is in a cover three. They're playing cover three. You can tell because you see Nick McLeod across from me. He's dropping back deep. You know, he's basically in no man's land. You kind of have to start to turn that cover three and to you picking up guys on the other side of the field because he's just kind of just standing over there. But this isn't about Nick McLeod here. I'm talking about Moreau. And Moreau gets enough depth. You want to stay deep on that cover three, but he just does not have the physical tools to be able to turn around quick enough to even get into a place where he can tackle Justin Jefferson here. He is so out of place. I mean, yes, Love has to help a little bit, but also Love has to be in a spot to be able to disrupt Thielen. I don't know how I forgot his name, but he has to be able to disrupt Thielen. So it's no man's land. A lot of guys are just places where they can't really affect the ball. But Moreau does not have that athletic ability to be able to be this far out of position, play this far deep, play this far off, and be able to affect what happens. He just doesn't have that. So, of course, Justin Jefferson catches this, and, you know, you get about, 16, 17 yards, if not more. And again, right here, I wanted to just talk about the athletic limitations. What we're going to have is just something that Moreau can't deal with athletically. Justin Jefferson is going to start upfield, kind of get to the outside, win the outside release, fake inside, and end up getting back inside. It kind of like a rocker step. You all see when I play this, but basically Moreau is so far out of place, he's not able to recover, and he just doesn't really have that agility to be able to stay with this guy. And when I say this, Adoree is most likely going to be the guy that's going to be on Justin Jefferson most of the game. But Justin Jefferson moves around a lot, and the Giants usually do not send their cornerbacks across the field. Even if they stay in man, they usually try not to send their cornerbacks across the formation to follow someone. I haven't seen them really have someone follow someone yet. So this is why I say that to have Cordell Flott on that other side. But I digress. We're just going to watch this. Jefferson is going to end up being he's your X. He's right on the line. And Moreau is not able to get hands on him. That's the problem, is that Moreau, he's got to get hands on him. He's got to get hands on him because if he doesn't, he does not have that quickness advantage. And right here, what you see Jefferson right here. If I move over, you see that he's already got the outside. He's already got the outside. He's giving him, and this is just great route running. I don't want to go too far into this because this isn't a Justin Jefferson film breakdown, but it kind of is. But basically, Jefferson knows that he's giving him the outside. So watch how he immediately wins outside to the point to where this point Moreau is like, okay, he is he's going to get to the outside and he's going to catch a fade and he's going to score at the pylon. He's already got me beat right here. So he gets him to flip those hips, and this point is just taking candy from a baby. He's just back inside. Let's just watch this back from the fade. Looks like a fade, turns inside, easy catch, and just score right there. I mean, poetry in motion. I can't tell who that is. It's safety right there. But I think this is Pinnock. But either way, you just got to have a guy with some more capability to be able to stay with someone on this route. Which brings me to my next point. You got Cordell Flott checked in the game at the top of your screen. And just watch his Thielen. Doesn't sell it as well as Justin Jefferson, but Thielen tries to run an inside route. And Flott is able to stay with this guy so easily. You see as Thielen is running this inside route, he's got no separation. Flott is able to stay there, undercut this route easily just by being more athletic, almost baiting the quarterback. Able to undercut this route, and we all know that this got overturned. But this is what I'm talking about. The ability to recover and being that athlete, being able to recover when someone beats you inside. Because at this point, he's pretty beat inside. But to recover here and to know where your safety is, to know like if he leaves him too far ahead, I got safety help there. But he undercuts this. Should have been an interception. Isn't. But this is what I'm talking about as far as recoverability, that I think we should explore putting Cordell Flott across Medori Jackson. Doesn't have to be every snap. You don't have to bench Fabian Moreau, but I do think that you should rotate him because could be the difference between some big plays and no big plays. So for this next play, you got Zadarius Smith lined up right in between Glowinski and Feliciano. This is a 4-man rush, and it's technically not a blitz. It looks like a blitz, but it's technically not a blitz because it's a 4-man rush. And this is going to be a huge key in the game as far as the Vikings defense against our offense goes. I'm not even going to go to the wide receivers for this play. Just look at the offensive line, because if they're able to do this to us on a more consistent basis, we're going to have to be able to get rid of the ball really quickly, and we're going to have to be able to adjust our offense accordingly. And maybe the answer is just running the ball. But let's just watch this. Zadarius Smith is lined up right in the middle of the defensive line, and you're going to have 33 drop back in the coverage. Nice. I like that Andrew Thomas recognized this. Andrew Thomas immediately recognized, hey, I need to pick up 92 because 33 is already dropping back. But not everybody reacts as quickly as him. So he goes to pick up 92, and Nick Gase is just late. He's late. Feliciano can't deal with the speed of Zadarius Smith, and you got instant pressure there. And then on top of that, let's rewind it. 99 on the left side of your screen, Danielle Hunter, the guy that our defensive line coach hangs his hat on. Just watch him against Evan Neal. Roasted. Beef jerky. I mean, beef jerky, whatever you want to call it. What are the Crimson Tide? Pork jerky. What's the mascot for Alabama? Elephant jerky. There you go. That's the mascot for Alabama. He's elephant jerky right here. Danielle Hunter beats him around the edge, dips the shoulder, and is right there in Daniel Jones' lap. And you cannot have this. Before DJ even gets to step up, because there's immediate pressure down the middle. Yes, he can step up now, but he's got a lane. So Evan Neal is just getting beat right around the edge that quickly, and you got a forced fumble. Luckily, Evan Neal gets back on it, but we cannot have this. We need to make sure that we put all sorts of tight ends, running backs, whatever we need to do to chip Danielle Hunter, because him against Evan Neal and Zadarius Smith against Evan Neal too is a no-no one-on-one. He's just not there right now. He's definitely fighting through some injuries. I saw him get better as the season went along, but as soon as he got hurt and went out and came back, he has not been as good. So we got to offer Evan Neal as much help as possible, because we cannot have this happening, not in the playoffs. Absolutely not. All right, so for this next play, something interesting happens. You basically have a busted coverage. You get Justin Jefferson being doubled. I don't know which tight end. I think you basically every single body else but Hawkinson is doubled. And for some reason, Micah McFadden and Nick McLeod, these two guys, attached at the hip, these two guys, Micah McFadden and Nick McLeod, the two rookies, pretty sure they're both rookies. Pretty sure Nick McLeod is a rookie. Either way, both of those guys, they don't get the memo. They don't double team. They don't even cover the guy. And what you have is a nice rush from, and excuse things popping up on the screen. This is me drawing stuff. But you got Leonard Williams who's going to be his guy and make a beeline into the backfield. And it gets wasted. You get pressure on the quarterback that gets wasted because they basically blow an assignment. So I'm going to let this play. Let's let it play. Play action. You got your running back. And I know some people are saying, you said you were going to let it play. Listen, I got to show you what's happening. Or maybe just let me let you guys watch it play one time because I see people, they just love to watch that. So there you go. Touchdown. Back in the end zone. 8 yards of separation. Busted coverage. So anyway, what I was saying is you got your play action right here. You got your running back underneath. You got Dalvin Cook. He's covered underneath. You got, don't know who 86 is by name, but he's doubled. You got two guys following him. You got Justin Jefferson. He's got two guys following him. You got two guys right here clanking into each other. And then you got your tight end back here, Hawkinson, 7 yards behind him. So we cannot have this. This is just a busted coverage. So, it's like everybody thought that they were pretty much doubling someone besides these two. And Nick McLeod is just still running all the way across the field to do what? Who knows what? But either way, he's wide open in the back of the end zone. It's just a busted coverage. We cannot have that happen again, especially because our red zone defense is so good. All right, so for this next play, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm thinking is going to be something that can win us this game. I mean, this is the big mismatch. They've got a mismatch, but I think we've also got a mismatch because they have those two edge guys that they can line up over the center. They can line them up over Evan Neal, and those are two weak spots for us. But I really believe that, first off, they're on their third string center, and then they're on, I think, their backup right tackle. Or maybe even their third string right tackle. Either way, they're playing with guys who shouldn't be out there on the offensive line. And then on top of that, Azeez against Darisaw is not a walk in the park for Darisaw. And Darisaw is a good tackle, but we have got four guys who I think are Pro Bowl level players across our defensive line. Now, did they get voted? Did they have the stats? No. All Pro. Dexter Lawrence is an All Pro. Other than that, these guys didn't get voted to that. They don't have the accolades, but they're four Pro Bowl caliber players in my opinion. So let's watch them. 51, Azeez. He's going to get Darisaw. I mean, Thibodeau is going to get, I think this is Brian O'Neill. And you got two guys literally. I just started to play. Let's count. 1, 2. I mean, Kirk is just getting to the back of his drop. And he's got two people behind him swiping at the football. And then you got Leonard Williams in his face. So, I mean, that ball comes out 9 times out of 10. Luckily for Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, this was the 10th time. And it didn't come out. So, this is where we can wreck this game. This is where we can completely wreck this game. Because these guys across our defensive line should not be getting blocked all day. Now, Leo and Azeez went out partway through the game, but they're going to be healthy. They're going to be back, and I expect these four guys to dominate just like this because this is a fumble 9 times out of 10. All right, so for this next play, we got some pretty aggressive people in the Vikings secondary. There's some aggressive guys, especially Patrick Peterson. And you guys take a look at Isaiah Hodgins on Patrick Peterson here at the top of the screen. Real simple stuff here. Isaiah Hodgins is just going to run a stop and go. Solid route from him. He's just going to run a stop and go. Going to run about 6 yards. Pretend like he's turned around for the curl route. And then he's got Patrick Peterson beat. And this play is going to be open for us. It's going to be open for us a couple of times this game. You're going to see Slayton do it. You're going to see Hodgins do it. You're going to see Richie James do it. But this play will be open. You might even see the guy we just signed, James Washington. He's got some speed. He could do this. And this will be open. We have got to take advantage of this aggressiveness from this Vikings defense. I trust Daniel Jones to throw the ball. Yes, he threw an interception last game, but who cares? I trust him to throw the ball. I'm not saying that he has to throw it 47 times or 40 times even, but let's take some shots down the field. Let's take about 4 or 5 shots down the field. I really think we can do that. And with the way that I think we'll be able to run the ball, I think the play action on these double moves will be there. Now, I mentioned that I wanted to see us run the ball effectively because I don't think the Vikings can stop our run game. And we didn't really try to establish the run, like really go out there and run it 30 times. I don't know how many times we did it officially, but I know we didn't go out there with a very run-heavy game plan. DJ threw it probably, I think, maybe the second or third most times for this entire season. But this is what you're going to call an extension of the run. If they're stopping the run game, and if you just kind of want to just keep things going and keep the ball coming out of Daniel Jones' hand, DJ did this a lot this game. Dumped it off to Saquon Barkley. You see their DBs are all dropping back in man coverage. They're expecting this linebacker to come all the way across the field. They're expecting this linebacker to come all the way across the field and keep pace with Saquon Barkley, and that's just not going to happen. So let's just watch this. He's going to dump it off to Saquon. Easy swing pass. And look how much space he has. If you're tossing the ball to Saquon on a run play and he's got this much space, you are excited. You are elated. So he catches this ball, 7 yards back behind the line of scrimmage? And watch how many yards he gets from the 17 all the way out across the 40-yard line. And this is what I mean as far as if they're stopping the run, or even if we're just a normal pass, do not be afraid to dump this down because there are so many hitting yards. Let's see where he catches this. Catches it at the 19 and takes it across the 40-yard line. And then the last thing is we just really need Daniel Jones to step up and be that guy. There's no way around it. Sure, we could probably, maybe it's possible. I'm not even saying probably, but it's possible we get out of this game running it a bunch of times with Saquon and Breida and even Daniel Jones running. But either way, you want to win in the playoffs, you need good play from your quarterback. And you need a couple of plays a game that are above the X's and O's. And I saw Daniel Jones do this a bunch of times. And this isn't a highlight play, but it's just something where he put the ball exactly where it needed to be. And he did this a bunch of other times. But this kind of highlights Hodgins as well. But let's just watch this. There's a play action. Hodgins is at the bottom of your screen. Luckily, Saquon is there to pick up this blitz because Evan Neal's, I think that's not Evan Neal, that's the guard, I think. But someone is getting destroyed, and Saquon saves the day, gets this block, and DJ makes a nice, beautiful throw in a tight window. Exactly where it needs to be. Exactly where it needs to be. And a nice route by Hodgins on the slant. Boom. In traffic. Exactly what you want. We need guys to make these catches, and we need Daniel Jones to place the ball in the right spot. Because if not, you get that play that Patrick Peterson ended up getting that interception. So this is more of a highlight play. So I need Daniel Jones to make plays like this. If we get 4 plays, and we got a couple of plays like this. But if we get 4 or 5 plays like this game, and I think we probably did get like 3 or 4 plays this last game. But if we can get plays like this upcoming game, we win it. Just plain and simple. We take care of the ball and we do this, we win the game. So beautiful play, Daniel Jones, play action. He steps up in the pocket. Both of his guys, Andrew Thomas is getting beat. Evan Neal is getting beat, but it doesn't matter. So let's just watch this. Immediate guys are getting beat around the corner. Luckily, the front of the pocket is open for him to step up. Steps up, resets, takes this out, starts to sprint out to the sideline, follows Richie James, and good job by Richie James to follow the quarterback. Good job by Richie James to follow this quarterback. And Daniel Jones with a nice angled arm throw into the end zone for this touchdown. This is what we need. This is exactly what we need from Daniel Jones in the playoffs. If he can make plays like this, people tried to tell us that pocket awareness was not able to be taught, that you just have it or you don't. I do believe that you're not going to be an elite, awareness guy, scrambler. You're not going to be an elite scrambler just by just practicing it. But I do think that plays like this, they just don't get made by Daniel Jones 2 years ago. They just don't get made by him. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. Hopefully he keeps this kind of play up, and it's all up from here. If we execute what I went over today, if we consider executing what I went over today, I think it'll be a fairly easy win, because if we don't turn the ball over last game, I mean, we win by 10 points at least. So you guys let me know what you're thinking of this wild card game. This is a nice change of pace film session. Kind of go over an opponent we already played, go over more than just one player or one position. Let me know what you all think. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.